Why RBI is buying gold? And not only RBI, if you see most of the central bank globally, they are in a race to buy gold, and at the same time dollar is appreciating. In 2022, all central bank have bought more than 1,000 ton of the gold, which is highest since 1967, and this trend is continuing. World Gold Council has done a survey in 2024 and they found that 81% of the central banks are expecting gold reserves to increase. If gold is so valuable for the strength of the currency, then why rupee is depreciating? What is the relationship of the gold price with the dollar? What are the future possibilities? Hello everyone, welcome to Ex-AGM RBI for 50% faster preparation of job. I am Chandraprakash Joshi, and today we are going to understand what is happening to the gold, the prices of the gold, and how it is so important for the world economy. We will answer all these questions. I know this video will get lesser number of views. If I make a video on the salary and the kind of car and house you are going to get, there will be more views. But when I am telling you the basics of the central banking, the number of views are less, but those who are watching are the people who are going to make it. You have 2/3 of the exam descriptive in most of the exams like RBI, SEBI, NABARD, IRDA, FCI, and also you know that the kind of result Ex-AGM RBI has been giving consistently for last 8 years. No other platform can beat the numbers, the number of selections we have in regulatory bodies and all India financial institutions. Coming to the topic, this is the change in the gold reserves in last 10 years, and not only India's RBI is buying, but there are countries, Russia, China, Turkey, Poland, everyone is accumulating gold. If you see what is happening in these top countries who have accumulated the most gold during last 10 years, China, Russia leading, after that Turkey, and then comes India, and then coming Poland. Everyone has built a large amount of the reserves that strengthens their economic position overall, and as a percentage of the foreign exchange reserve, India is decent, 10%. So still we have large number of our reserves in form of the USD. That report RBI is keep on sharing. You can go to the website and find out. Russia is having close to 22% of the reserve in gold. They don't trust USD like all of us. If you see the currency value, what is happening, the gold reserve with USA is 8,000 ton, and we know the US is quite stable as a currency. It is dominating in terms of the global currency, and you also must be knowing that Donald Trump is really behind everyone. If somebody is challenging dollar, he has actually given a kind of warning to the BRICS country. If you try to challenge dollar, that will not be taken easily by the United States. That is the strength of the currency. Russia gold reserve actually stabilize, helping the ruble. China is using this to reduce the dollar dependency. Actually, China is one strong country who is trying to challenge dollar dominance. India's gold purchase is to strengthen the overall forex reserve position, while rupee is very volatile. Turkey is trying to keep this gold reserve as a hedge against hyperinflation. Why central banks are buying this gold? Number one reason is diversification from the dollar, because as I said, still today our most of the reserve is in form of the USD, and global level if you see 59% of the reserves are in form of the USD. These have been questioned after the financial crisis of 2008, and then when Russia-Ukraine war came in 2022, there were sanctions on Russia. Gold as a non-fiat asset. Here you need to understand what is fiat. Fiat currency means the currency today, most of the countries have fiat currency. This currency is not supported by the gold. Earlier we used to have long back, I don't remember when it was, that the currency the central bank or the government is issuing was backed by the equal amount of the gold or the real asset. Then further over a period of time, when the requirement of currency increased, a proportionate reserve system came where you are keeping a certain percentage of the currency as a gold reserve. But today you don't have these. The currency is a fiat currency. There is no exact or proportionate amount of the real asset supporting it. But when the reserve bank, when the central bank of the country maintains certain form of the reserve in form of the gold, that psychologically strengthens the currency. This is what RBI is doing here. hedge against inflation and currency devaluation. Then there are geopolitical risk mitigation. We have seen recently conflict like US, Ukraine, Russia and US China tensions, and very recently Israel Hamas. There is a thinking of de-dollarize. So in that case, it is a safer way to keep your reserve in gold, at least certain amount, 10% for us is, which is not in dollar. And economic stability signal, large gold reserve signals financial strength, boosting investor confidence. Now the question comes then, why dollar is appreciating? So US is still, see, there is not a direct connection, and in economy you must understand there are multiple variables working same time, and that is why understanding theory with practice is very important. So what is happening in the US economy? Because despite this being the biggest economy in the world, it is growing quite well, projected to grow 2.5% in 2025. Employment also it manageable. Then the Federal Reserve policy, which is increasing the interest rate, and when the interest rate increases in the US market from global, so understand from all over the world, people will then invest in United States because this economy is still considered very safe, and investing in dollar is also safer. The bond yield increases there in United States, so the money goes to US market, which appreciates dollar. There is a safe haven demand. If you talk about the geopolitical tension, you tell me which country is the safest place, because US is not only the economic power, it is most strong military power in the world. Conflict like Middle East conflict, the investor confidence again goes to a safe haven. Gold reserve status, despite diversification effort, the dollar remain king, as we just discussed, keeping the highest reserve all over. Then what is happening to the rupee here? So rupee is depreciating not because we are keeping more in the gold, but because of the trade imbalances. India's current account deficit has actually increased recently in 2024, driven by high gold and oil import. Then dollar is strengthening. So two currencies, if you see actually rupee has not depreciated that much against the basket of currency, because today what is happening, dollar is strengthening, and I told you the reason of the dollar strengthening. So when we see against the dollar, and primarily most of our trade happens in dollar, that is the reason we see it against dollar, nothing wrong in that. But because dollar is appreciating, it looks like that rupee is depreciating a lot. But the one strong reason here is dollar is appreciating, a stronger dollar, and then increase import costs. Capital outflows, we just spoke about the rate hike in US market, that is putting pressure on rupee, and domestic inflation is still on the higher range. Today the world economy is very connected, much more connected than it was ever. Launch of DeepSeek, same day it affects the prices of Nvidia in US. 17% decline in the price of the stock price of the company, the highest valued company in the world, because China has developed one AI. What I am trying to tell you, please understand the connections of the economy and the interlinkages of the factors of GDP growth, inflation, employment, gold reserve, currency value, exchange rate, trade, current account deficit, movement of the capital, and most importantly geopolitical tensions. So all these are connected together, and that's why the policymaker's job is not as easy as it looks in the textbook when you are reading the theory. This understanding is very important when you are writing good answers and when you are going further for the interview. If I talk further, the connection of the gold price with the currency value, there is a inverse relationship with the dollar. Gold price typically rise when dollar weakens. But typically, see, as I said you, there are multiple factors. So today dollar is also strengthening and gold is also strengthening. So this typical relationship is not actually observed. Local currency impact is for importers like India. A weaker rupee hikes the gold price. So today you can say, yeah, that is happening, but maybe, as I said in the previous slide, the increase in the gold import may be one of the reason of the weakening of the rupee. There is inflation hedge. Central bank printing money to buy gold can spur inflation, devaluing the fiat currency. Though I am not saying exactly this is what RBI is doing. Our case, we have to still buy a lot of gold using dollar. Of course, the money supply will be increased by RBI is giving more money into the market, but we have a strong forex reserve which is being used by RBI for buying gold. What can happen in future? There can be a bullish case. The price of the gold will further increase because of the geopolitical tension, because central bank will keep building more reserve, and I am telling you, if there is more geopolitical tension, they will invest more in the gold. This is considered the safe haven, and also depending on the inflation, depending on the trade with the other countries, it can be a bearish case if the dollar becomes further strong. If there is more investment coming in crypto, after Donald Trump won the election in United States, and we all know Elon Musk is his close right now, so people have been expecting that there will be more trust on the crypto prices started increasing. So when there is more trust coming on the crypto, that may weaken the dollar. Crypto becoming an alternate asset, people may shift from gold to crypto a certain percentage. That may also create a bearish situation for gold. Ultimately, I don't have the correct answer. I am telling you, had I know the answer, I would start investing in gold or the currency, which I don't do, and which I also suggest you not to do, not to go into the speculation. There are bigger players in the market, and there are bigger analysts who do this as a profession. For us, the objective is to understand all this so that there is a clarity in the exam and you get success, if you feel this is useful. If you feel I need to make similar kind of videos more, please write in the comment and share the video. I wish you all the best. We are here to unfold your potential and make your job preparation 50% faster. Thank you.